This video is obviously, what, 2 days late? Apologies. What's the time now? 10 past 10, Monday evening. But I still wanted to put it up for a number of reasons. First reason is that I'm a massive Kovalev fan. And I can't lie to you guys. When I'm a fan of someone and they lose, it takes me a couple of days to get over it. I'm honest, it takes me a couple of days. Like when Liverpool lose, fuck me, it takes me a week. When Roger Federer loses, a couple of days. Valentino Rossi, a couple of days. Who else is there? Like Mike Tyson back in the day, a month. There's a few people. John Jones hasn't lost, so it's okay, UFC. But there's a few people, sports guys, when they lose, it pains me. When Kovalev lost, it hurt. It hurt, right? For me anyway. A lot of people going into the fight actually had him as a slight underdog. I didn't. I thought he would have knocked out Alvarez, but some people had him as a slight underdog that he would lose on points. So I think it surprised everyone to see him get stopped. I do think that people look too much into someone's knockout record. Someone, has a 30% KO record. They're like, oh, he can't punch. It doesn't mean he can't punch. It just means that the guys he's been facing are extremely durable. Some people, you don't know how they get matched up. They can be, there's some journeymen out there that just know how to survive. So, you could put a punch in with them and they just know how to hold, how to clinch, even more so than professional top-level boxers, because that's what they're paid to do. So I never get too carried away with someone's KO record, which is why going in, I was afraid a bit of Alvarez's power, but I didn't think it was going to be anything like that. I really didn't. Kovalev has obviously released that video apologizing to fans, and look, he was honest and saying he just got caught. And I'm not as surprised as anyone else. I mean, I'm a bit shocked, but I can't say I'm overwhelmingly shocked that he got put down. Kovalev has been put down before, and I'm not just talking about Andre Ward. There's a few fights in his career where he's got put down before. So I'm not trying to say he's got a weak chin, but I definitely don't kind of put him in the same category as, I don't know, Golovkin or even Canelo. Guys that just look like you can't hurt them. You can hurt Kovalev. And this is prior to the Andre Ward fight. You can definitely hurt him. Maybe not as much as we saw against Andre Ward or against Alvarez, but he can be hurt. You know what I don't like though? And I think this is the reason we struggle to see, especially fighters with egos, want to fight each other. And it's the fan reaction after a loss. So even in the video that Kovalev released on his Instagram, and I think a few boxing channels have kind of put the video on their channel as well, read in the comments, fucking hell. Retire, you're done. Andre Ward has took your soul, you're done. You're shit. You can't take a punch. Retire now. I'm like, this is why fighters, and they're human as well, they see this kind of stuff and they're like, fuck me. It's almost like you have to have an O nowadays. I don't know if it's the Mayweather thing, but fighters of yesteryear were happy to fight the best fighting the best, and someone's going to lose. But nowadays, the fans' reaction when someone does lose, or even when someone gets hurt, is unbelievable. I remember when Anthony Joshua got hurt by Dillian White, and then obviously hurt by Klitschko. Oh, his chin's weak. It's just weird. You get these weird labels right now. And look, for me, Kovalev fought a guy that is ranked in the top 5. I have him in the top 5 with maybe Bertabiev, Bivol, and Adonis Stevenson. So that's my top 5. Kovalev is probably number 1. He fought a guy ranked number 5 and he lost. What is the problem with that? That's not retiring. That's a case of you fought someone and you lost. Not a problem. Do I believe that Andre Ward opened a few eyes and said, okay, he's susceptible to this, and maybe he's not as scary as you once thought? Yeah, absolutely. Is that a reason to retire? No. He's 35, so he's not young anymore, but Adonis Stevenson's 40, 41. Obviously Hopkins is completely different, but Hopkins went up to nearly 50. So I think Sergey Kovalev's got at least, Sergey Kovalev's got at least 2 or 3 years left. 2 or 3 years left, and I think there's still great fights out there for him. Obviously Badu Jack's now in the division. Maybe with a loss, the Adonis Stevenson fight could happen. Probably Bertabiev and Bivol are probably a bit further away now, but there's still fights out there for him. But I think fan reaction when someone loses does surprise me a lot, and I can only I can only imagine it's down to the Mayweather thing. I really can, because I can imagine exactly the same thing happening if Golovkin loses to Canelo. Everyone's going to say, look, you're 35, 36, you're done well. And I think it's wrong. If he does retire, and I don't think he will, look, it's a great career. It's a great career. I think there was about 3 years in that career, maybe 2013 when he destroyed Cleverly, up until the Andre Ward fight. I thought he, along with Golovkin, was one of the most feared fighters on the planet. That's not a bad career. He's made some good money. Hopefully the Andre Ward fight and the Bernard Hopkins fight and a couple of Pascal fights would have made him some good money. And if he does retire, and again, I don't think he should, not a bad career, right? It's not a bad career. I think we expect a lot out of fighters, but winning a world title is an achievement. Retaining it, being dominant is something special. But look, I'm just happy when the best fight the best. That's me. So when the best fight the best, and someone loses, who gives a fuck? I mean, really, come on. Is it that big a thing? When you lose to someone that you really aren't supposed to lose to, then I start raising questions. But when you lose to someone within the top 5, 6 of your division, what? Especially an unbeaten fighter, no issue there whatsoever. I will say again, has Andre Ward taken a bit from him? Yes. You know, he was obviously unbeaten going into the Andre Ward fight. Especially the second one. I actually think he could have nicked the first one. There's an argument to say that he won the first fight. But obviously the second one, you know, was painful to watch from his standpoint. So I think that kind of opened the doors and opened everyone's eyes. But to me, I still think the Crush has got 2 or 3, maybe even 4 very, very good years left in him. And hopefully we still get to see those big fights. Again, I think a Stevenson fight could be made now. And I'm not ruling out Kovalev at all. When you can hit the way he hits, nothing will surprise me if he can pull out a victory there. Even in this performance, I thought the first 2 rounds were he was getting caught. I think round 3, 4, 5 he looked very good. I thought he was going to get Alvarez out of there, and I think round 6 and obviously round 7 when he got caught, that was it. But it wasn't a shit performance. He wasn't getting blown away. If he was getting blown away, then he got knocked out, then even me, hands up, as a Kovalev fan, I'll be saying, you know what, enough's enough. But I think everyone that watched the fight, even if you haven't watched the fight, just reading people's reviews, you know it wasn't that. He just got caught, and he got caught on the button. And this is boxing. When you get caught, that's it. Look at Chisora Takam 2 weekends ago. Chisora was getting beaten up in that fight. I think people forget that. Not beaten up, but you know, he was losing. Caught Takam, and that's all she wrote. So Kovalev, if you're listening to this, don't retire, my man. You've still got a couple of years left.